Okay, welcome back to a new LaTeX tutorial. In this video I would like to explain how to create posters, since I have not explained this until now. And there are many possibilities to do that. There are packages available, of course. You can use, for example, LaTeX poster, which is a very nice class, which I have not used myself, but I know that within a few lines of code you can create a very nice fancy poster. However, maybe you want to customize this more than usual. And then in this case, it's maybe better to start from scratch. And this I would like to explain now in this video. So as usual, I created here a new file called poster.tech. And then we start with defining our document class. In this case, it will be article. And then we can start to insert some packages as usual. So the most important one is the geometry package, because we want to define our margins and also our paper size. So for example, here in this case, I would like to create a poster with a width of 841 millimeter. I found this somewhere. I think it's A0 if I'm not completely wrong. But you can also then, of course, adjust it according to the height what you want to have. Paper height 1189 millimeter, and we want to have maybe a margin of 3 centimeter. Later you will see that this is a quite nice layout. Okay, and the package, as I said, is geometry. Okay, then we can start to define our or start our document with begin and end document as usual. And the first thing which I would like to create is the header. So in order to do that, we want to center this in the upper part of our poster, of course. We also want to make the font size, of course, much larger than the standard font size, because otherwise it will not be visible. And for that we need another package which is called any font size. And this allows you to set arbitrary values for the font size, not only huge, small, tiny, and so on, but you can actually play around with this. So let's suppose we want to define here a font size of 55. This I have tested before. And then the second parameter of this command is the baseline height. So you can also play around with this. I found out that always going 10 values higher than the font size seems to be a good value, but of course you can do it according to your own wish. Later we will see what happens when you change this value. And then you have to type in select font, and then it actually takes over this font here. So now we are ready to make the title. And this we will do. I want to use a frame around that. So in order to do this, I will use a LaTeX picture. So we have to use our common LaTeX picture, which we have used several times. And for this, of course, we have to insert a package, and this is TIKZ. So we compiled this. Until now, at least there is no error message. This is already good, but it doesn't show anything. It will change now when we add our title. So in our LaTeX picture here, we can draw a node, and this node will include our text. And we want to define a little bit how our node will look like. And I think we should fill it with a certain color. Maybe we want to fill it in red, and but not dark red. We want to maybe only use 10% filling of that. So it will be some kind of pastel color. And it should also get a certain text width, of course. And this we define maybe at 0.95 of the line width of our document. This I found out that this is a good value. We want that our text should be centered at the end in our node. We want an inner separation of maybe 30 points. Then we want to have also rounded corners. And I think 5 pt, 5 points should be okay. And we want in the outside a frame which should have, or margin which should have, or border in this case, which should have a little bit darker red, maybe 80%. So then this is everything what we have to define. Of course, these values are not fixed. You can change them according to your own wish, and you can play around with this to see what happens. And now we want to insert our title, and we call this poster maybe very important poster. Yeah, and here, as you can see, I made a mistake. It should be centered. And here, what I'm always usually forgetting is a semicolon at the end. And when you now compile it, now you can see we have here our very important poster title in the center of our document, together with here a frame around. Okay, now we can continue. Maybe changing the font color. So we can maybe, for example, write here text color, and let's make it maybe dark red. We cannot change the color, of course, at the moment, because what is missing here, we need another package for that. And this is called Xcolor. And we have to also specify here, in addition, another option, which is called SVG names. Otherwise, it will not find the exact names for that. So now I would also like to put it here, because I noticed when you put it below these packages, there is some conflict between these packages. But if we do it like this, now you see that we have our dark red title, which is shown here. Okay, now we have the title. Now maybe we would also like to insert the author of our poster. And for that, maybe we can change the font size a little bit. We can make it smaller. So let's do it 50 and a baseline height of 60. And then again, we have to write here, select font. And this we can maybe even write in bold, boldface. And the author of us should be John Doe. And of course, here we also have to add a double backslash in order to give here a gap. And we can even here insert maybe a value of 1 centimeter, because we want to have a little bit larger gap between these two. Okay, now I think it looks already quite nice. Maybe our John Doe should also get affiliation. So we can do it in math mode and write here a 1. And then we can specify this affiliation below that. So again, we make a double backslash. And here we write text BF. Or maybe we will not make it in text BF. Maybe we will change the font size here. Again, font size to 40 and the baseline 50. Select font. And then we can here add our affiliation, which could be just the University of somewhere maybe. And he should also get an email address. This we can do with the command URL. And this can be something like johndoe@email.com. But of course, URL we cannot use. Okay, let's not use URL, because then we have to use another package. Let's write text.tt. And this will again give here our email address in a different form. It's not clickable now, but I think it does not matter so much. At the end, I think our header looks quite nice, and it's of course how I would like to do it and how I have done this several times for my own posters in the past. But now you know how to change that. You can just play around with the font sizes, with the colors. You can make it in blue, green. You can change the distances. You can change the font style even. Yeah. So usually I don't like the standard font size in LaTeX. So what I'm usually include is package which is called Math Peso, and then you can see the font looks a little bit more beautiful according to my point of view. Yeah. But it's completely up to you how you want to design that. Yeah, and then in principle, our headline is finished, and this is, I guess, 50% of our poster. Now the only thing which is missing is, you can see here down, there is the page number still written. So what we want to do here is writing page style empty. So now this is gone. What I would also like to do is a 3-column poster. So for that, I would like to insert a package called multicol. I think it is called multicol. Let's try it. Yeah, it doesn't give any error message, so this is the correct package. And then below this, where we start our text, we want to write begin multi-cols, and then the number of columns that we want to include, and this should be maybe 3 in this case. And now you will see that we can insert just some blind text here, which will not work, I guess, because I have not inserted our package for blind text. Yeah, and now of course this is a little bit small what we can see here, so we should also change the text size here, or the font size. And what I have found out before is that 40 pt looks quite nice with a baseline height of 50 pt. And of course we have to also select font here, otherwise it does not work. Yeah, now it looks quite nice, but you can see here the distances between the separation between the columns is maybe too small. Yeah, so what I usually like to add here additionally, column sep, and I found out that 50 points is a good value. So now you see that these columns are actually separated. And what we can also do is maybe, what I also like to do is writing here column sep rule equal to pt. These are all commands part of this multi-col package actually. So now we have even here our very nice column separation. And what we can also do in addition to make it a little bit even more beautiful is creating a V space of 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters is maybe too much. I guess 2 centimeters should be more than sufficient. Yeah, now at least this part is separated. What we can also do, we can use an asterisk behind our multi-cols, because now at the moment you can see all 3 columns are equalized by LaTeX automatically. And if we do it like this, we see it fills from the left side to the right side, which I think is much better. And then at the end, when your poster is completed and you find out that it's too much or too less of information, you can then play around with the font size, increase it or decrease it, make the separation between the lines. You can change, for example, maybe to 45. Then you see already a huge change. And yeah, then you can adjust the poster in a way that it exactly fits to this page size. Yeah, so this is what I usually like to do. You can insert figures with include graphics, so there's absolutely no limitation in this. The only thing which I would like to do now is also add some sections. So you will find out that when I insert a section here, which I call maybe introduction, it will be too small and not readable, and it will also show you in addition the section number, which maybe we don't want to have. So for that I would like to define a new command. Yeah, so we can write here renew command, and we will override the section command actually now. And this should have of course one parameter, and this parameter is our section name. And this should look very similar to what we have done here before. Otherwise, it might look ugly if it's not exactly the same. So what we can do now, we can copy and paste everything here, and then paste this here. I hope I didn't do any mistake now. And there inside this, we have to then maybe let's make it in boldface also additional. And we have to put here this our command. I hope I didn't make any mistake. Yeah, of course I didn't copy everything. So what we can do here is writing begin text picture, and below that of course we also have to insert our text picture environment. And what we can do also in addition around is a begin center and an end center. And I guess now it should work. Yeah, as you can see here, we have our very nice introduction. Yeah, what we have also forgotten here, as you can see, is the semicolon. As I said, this I'm forgetting all the time. And maybe we can also change here the line width to 0.9 so it fits a little bit better. Otherwise it does not match. Yeah, and I think this is a very nice thing. So we can add also then other sections here, maybe below that, setup. And we can insert some more blind text, maybe even 10 times. And I hope this is not too much. It is too much actually. So maybe let's call it only 8. It's still too much. 6 times. Yeah. And now you can see that our poster is filled and how it will look like later. And I think it's quite it's quite nice. Yeah. So you can, as I said, play around with here the distance or the baseline height, so you can make it a little bit more beautiful. If you think the font size is too small, you can even increase that. And then of course you have to insert less information, so it will still fit at the end to your layout. But I think it's very nice, and I have created a lot of posters with that in the past. Okay, and I hope that you like the poster, how we have created it. Now it's completely customizable. You can change whatever you want. You can even add some logos here in the left and right part with some mini page, for example. You are completely free to do whatever you want to do, and yeah, I hope that maybe you can use it even in the future. Okay, yeah, if you like that very small video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe my channel if you have not done so far, if you don't want to miss any further videos. And yeah, hopefully see you soon for another video.